I have spent a lot of money the last 2 years on hotels and Airbnbs on fishing trips. Not anymore. Let me show you how I turned my truck into a camper. What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Dishes and Fishes where I show you how to cook and set hooks. Today we're going to start turning that into my mobile fishing machine truck camper. So you can see I have all my wood laid out here. I got 4 sheets of plywood and I got 3 1x2s just in case I needed some extra stuff. I'm going to try to do the whole project with just this. We'll see if it works out, but I'm actually going to start by polyurethaning it, water-based polyurethane, because I want to put some type of stain on it because I don't want the wetness or humidity or anything to warp the wood over time. You can paint it if you want to, but I just like the look of natural wood better than like black or white or gray or any color of paint. So I'm going to stain them today on day 1 and tomorrow I'll start the actual build. All right, we got poly on each side of the plywood. Tomorrow we build. So it's day 2. We're gonna start putting the actual flooring and bed platform and stuff in the truck today. I want the plywood on the floor of my truck to go across the entire bottom so it doesn't have any of these exposed ridges. So it's really gonna depend on the placement of your wheel wells, how you cut that. I also scrubbed the bed clean, vacuumed it, yada yada, good point. So the first thing I did was take some measurements just to get the actual width of the bed. You're gonna have to use 2 sheets of plywood, depending on if you have a full size or a 6-foot bed like mine, but it's wider than 4 feet, so you're gonna need 2 sheets of plywood no matter what. So all I did was cut those, test fit them just to make sure they fit well. Then I cut little notches on the back sheet of plywood to go around my tie downs. So here's me cutting the sheet for the front side. If you have some cardboard, you can definitely trace out the wheel wells and cut around it. I didn't, so I just put my plywood down the middle of the aisle. Also, disclaimer for this project, I am not a carpenter.
I'm not a carpenter either.
Trusty first mate is not a carpenter either, but we're gonna get it done. All right, so the outline of the floor is in. Now we're gonna make the frame. Basically, I found the biggest mattress that would fit back here, and then I'm kind of designing around that. I also kind of got some ideas off some guys on YouTube. So basically, we're gonna have plywood walls that come up. I'm gonna have a drawer here that doubles as the bed platform. Tiny little 4-inch shelf. I do want a small aisle here to put my feet on the floor, and then we'll have some plywood slats that will slide over the aisle so I can unfold my mattress. We're kind of just gonna figure out as we go, but that's kind of the general gist of it, but let's build the frame first. So this back wall piece I'll use for support, and I will also use for mounting stuff. So here I'm marking the center of all of the boards just as a point of reference as we move along the project. And I also will be mounting one of the supports to this center line. So this is us just ripping off the 3 supports that we used. These are all 9 inches high, the height of my wheel well, by 72 inches long, the length of the bed. So here's my trusty first mate, just trimming those down to 72 inches. All right, so we got our supports cut. So this will be my foot aisle here. This one will be my bed platform. I was gonna put my battery here, but it's not gonna fit. So I'm gonna put it under my bed in the front corner. We'll get to that later. Now we're gonna mount these walls and the back to this floorboard. When we screw this together, we're using 1 1/4 inch screws. We're also gonna use wood glue on the joints and pre-drill all the screw holes. So I started by mounting the headboard to the rear floorboard. So you can see the wood glue in this joint. I thought that wood glue was important for all the joints in this build. We're pre-drilling the holes, and again we're using 1 1/4 inch screws. We're using Gorilla Glue and we're brushing it just to eliminate excess drips and make sure all the boards contact it really well. Here's my trusty first mate putting in one of the side walls, and you can see me pre-drilling here and screwing in. We also put screws through the back headboard, if you will, into the sidewall here for extra support. Then we went ahead and mounted the sidewall on the opposite side. Wood glue, pre-drill, and screws. Same process as we did for the other side. Again, we screwed through the back into the sidewall for extra support. Then we slid the board in for the tailgate side of the bed. You can see the notches cut in. Same thing, wood glue, drill up through the bottom, pre-drill, and screw together. After that piece of plywood was installed, we marked 2 lines down the center of each side of our frame. That way we could mount the center support as my friend held it. I pre-drilled it and screwed it, and that was our way to keep everything aligned. Same deal as before, we put screws through the back headboard into the center support. After we had the basic frame built, we plopped it in just to test fit it, and it fit perfectly. Boom, high five. I purchased some 1x2s just to be used for the supports for the removable slats in the aisle. So we wood glued those really well, put them onto the aisle where I would put my feet and my bed supports, and we screwed those in from the back, pre-drilled them and screwed them in, and the wood glue should hold those in nice and strong. After that, we got to work on the drawer. We made the drawer about 1 inch less than the aisleway, so this is me just ripping down the drawer front and back. These were 8 inches high, and we made this drawer 4 foot long, so we got 8-inch high drawer, 4 feet long. Screwed together the frame of the drawer on all 4 sides. Same process as we've been doing throughout the video. Then we cut down a piece for the floor, and you can see here my friend wood gluing the floor, and then we screwed the floor in, pre-drill screws, and you can see here the drawer fits nicely and slides nicely. I actually bought these drawer sliders for this drawer. These were 70 bucks, but the 1/2-inch plywood really weighs nothing. So I'm gonna return these and get my 70 bucks back. But you can see, even with my toolbox, it's very light still. So don't worry about the drawer sliders, send these babies back. So we did make one little drawer divider just to keep it a little bit more organized. Then instead of like a hardware handle, I decided to just make some holes and connect them with a jigsaw. This is going to save you money and be a little bit lighter. I know it's probably negligible in the grand scheme of things, but I want as little things in here as possible that are going to add extra weight. So this is just me connecting those 2 holes, and then I took the jigsaw and I just kind of smoothed it out as best I could to try to make it look a little bit neater. Then I just took some sandpaper and sanded the sides of it just because I'm going to be grabbing it with my hand. We also installed this drawer stop here, you can see, with my friend's hand on it to stop the drawer from sliding the entire way back. And same process as before with the drawer stop, pre-drilling from the bottom. One thing that we wanted to add was a little counter space. So on the right side of the truck bed, we screwed down another 4-inch wide strip of plywood that had some supports on the bottom for phones and wallets and whatnot. So this is us ripping down the bed platform. So you can see the entire bed platform fits. I had to notch out the bottom left corner for the tail light, and then you can see the chunk we took out of the bed platform in the back of the truck here. That's going to be removable, but the part I'm screwing down now is going to be permanent. That's going to cover the drawer and be the permanent bed platform. This is me putting the slat in the back. This is not going to be mounted. I'm going to use this as a cubby hole for my battery and sleeping bag and blanket and whatnot. Had to do the little test lay, and it worked out good. And it fit. And I fit. After we cut the sliding slats, these again I'm going to put down when I want to sleep, and when I'm not sleeping I'm going to store them on the floor. And that is pretty much the complete build, guys, without any of the bells and whistles that I'm going to put in still. Pretty simple. Alright guys, we're back at my house now. The build is pretty much complete. I'm gonna fine tune a few more things in here as I go, but it's pretty much done, just waiting on the mattress and a few little things. I wanna show you what I got. So we've got the bed platform here and the foot aisleway here. I got this rug at Aldi's for $9.99. It happened to be 6 feet long and 24 inches wide, perfect for the aisle. Drawer. And in the drawer I just got my kitchen stuff. These containers I got at Dollar General. They're pretty bad, but they work. Forks, knives, soap, some bathroom stuff, toothpaste, floss, sponge, dish soap. Got some screws and stuff just in case I need to make any repairs in here. Some microfiber towel, a 2-burner stove that I got at Walmart for 13 bucks. Shout out to my friend for the hookup on that. Clearance deal, pot holder, spatula. Got this little $1.39 knife at Dollar General. This compartment is like my tools. So I got my drill, battery in case I need to charge it. Got my fish finders, and I got a little pruning saw. And this is just socket set, pliers, that good stuff. And yeah, there's no drawer slides on this thing, like I said in the video. Too heavy, and it slides pretty good without the drawer sliders. You definitely want to make sure you use 1/2-inch plywood. I was surprised at how light it was. Even with all this stuff in it, which was in my truck anyway, It's really light. So if you come into the truck, so this is the back panel for the bed, which I actually did not screw in. So underneath here, I've got a battery, which we'll talk about in a second, and my sleeping stuff. I'm gonna put my pillows in here. Got my sleeping bag, paper towels, toilet paper, garbage bags, and I still got some room in here. I'm gonna mount this with a bungee cord or a ratchet strap to make it a little bit tighter, the battery. But this is good for now. It doesn't go anywhere. These little wood strips. In that corner, I just got backup containers. So at the end of my aisle here, I've got this battery charger mounted to the wall. That cord goes to the battery. And then I've got the battery charging cable here, which whenever I'm camping, I'll get a power site and just run an extension cord to charge the battery. But the battery I'm gonna use for this inverter. So this inverter I'm gonna use to charge all of my camera gear, my phone, my drone, whatever. And I need a little bit longer cords for it, but they're gonna go to the battery, and then I will charge the battery here if I need to. Battery should last a long time. It's a Blue Top Optima. That's a really good battery, but that's how I'll have power back here. Got this little container here for my wallet, keys, whatever, screwed in. Whenever I want to sleep, just gonna take these slats. This slat I'll probably just leave installed all the time. I just want to take it out to show you guys. It'll double function as like a chair too, and it'll keep this other slat from moving while I'm driving. And then when I want to sleep, put down these guys. And then there's my sleeping platform. And my mattress should be here today. It's a 52 by 73. So it's the biggest one I could fit in here. And it'll go the whole length of this. And it'll stop right here. So I'll have this shelf for phones, wallets, whatever. That's pretty much it. That's the little truck camper in a nutshell. I'm gonna be updating it as I go, but I'm gonna do some trips here soon. Stay tuned for that. Definitely consider doing this at home if you have a bigger truck especially. I got the Tacoma and I'm a big guy, but it still works. I'd love to see you guys' creations. Hope you guys learned something from today's video. Be on the lookout for my first trips coming up. Thanks for watching.